Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to another Arca Garage video. Today I'm going to show you how to remove fuel pump on Alfa Romeo Giulietta. Now at the base of our back seat we got these tabs right here, so I'm just gonna pop them open, and you can see that we got 6mm Allen screw, and we got the same one on the other side as well. Alright, so I'm gonna undo these two screws first. Now I'm gonna pull the seat up and slide it out. Now when you pull the seat up, this is where you're gonna be able to find a bunch of different treasures, or in my case food and candy and things like that. And right under this piece of carpet is gonna be the cover for our fuel pump. Now it's held in place with 4 Phillips screws, so that's what I'm gonna undo next. Alright, so next we gotta undo this connector here. I'm just gonna push this yellow piece toward the back and push the connector off, and now I can move the cover out of the way. So the one thing that I always want to encourage you to do before you tackle this job is to check if you are getting the power to the fuel pump. You can see we got these 2 thick wires on the back. One is black, the other one is orange and green. So I don't have the wiring diagram, but I'm just gonna guess that the black one is gonna be our ground, while the orange and green is gonna be our power. Now I'm gonna turn the ignition on, and you can see that we got power to our fuel pump. The power is gonna only last for maybe like 5 seconds, but that's enough for you to know that you are getting the power here. You can also check the fuses and relays under the hood, but since there are only few screws here, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Now as you can see here, we got the metal ring which holds the fuel pump in place, and we also got these 2 fuel lines. Now to undo the fuel lines and relieve the pressure, you got these yellow tabs here, and essentially you got them on both sides. So basically what you gotta do is press the yellow tabs and pull the line off, and I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. You gotta make sure that you put these lines back in the right order. You can see that this one has yellow tabs while this one has white. As you can see, the fuel is coming out of this white one. Make sure not to spill it everywhere, and also you gotta make sure that you do this outside where all of these fumes went out. Alright, there it is. Now since this ring is metal, you want to make sure that you dry all of this out first. You don't want to create a spark, because these vapors are of course going to ignite and you can cause a fire. So make sure you clean all of the gasoline and make sure that the car is vented out. Alright, so as you could have seen, I put these plastic caps on just to make sure that none of the dirt gets into the fuel lines, because this car doesn't have a fuel filter and it could clog up the injectors. Now I'm gonna move on to removing this ring. Essentially what I'm gonna use is a pry bar and a hammer. Also pay attention to the position of the pump. Alright, there's our metal ring. Next I'm gonna proceed to remove the fuel pump out. Now the bad thing is that the car has more than a half of tank of gasoline in it. So first I'm gonna try to get a bit of this fuel back inside the tank. And one extremely important thing that you gotta pay attention to is the float. You don't want to break it or damage it or anything like that. So to remove the pump, lean it toward the right side of the car so you can slide the float out. There it is, right there. Now if you are installing a new pump, you also want to make sure to replace this main gasket. It is very important because it prevents any fuel or vapor from leaking out into the car. When you install the new pump, just turn the ignition on a couple of times to prime the pump. And I'm gonna start up the car, and that is pretty much it. All I gotta say about this little job is that it is fairly easy to do. Now they left big opening in the tank, which makes the pulling out of the fuel pump really easy, and you can do this yourself and potentially save a bunch of money. Anyway, that would be all for this video. I hope you find it useful. If you did, hit that like button and support our channel by subscribing and by sharing our content with the rest of our festy.